And there goes the video. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Today is the 18th of June, 2017, known in the mundane world as Father's Day. It is my day 37, my second year, so Lime if you're there. Just wanted to just kind of give an update video on where I'm at. It's been a rough week. My cat of 12 to 14 years died. Had to bury that. We got a new cat who attacked me. Look, I mean, I'm healing really good, but it looks like I'm fought a Wolverine or something. I didn't do that. Had a really unpleasant Wednesday night session at group therapy where I just totally lost my cool and shut down. And I haven't quite figured out exactly what happened or why, but I'm hoping to be more aware of my emotions and how I'm feeling. And that way, if it happens again, I'll be able to say something. If somebody said something that offended me or whatnot, I need to be aware of it. Or if I'm doing something that is offending someone, I need to be aware of it. So, but this is my first, I don't want to say my first Father's Day full time, because I was a year ago, I was still kind of early at this. It was like, you take hormones and you're growing and you're growing, and at some point I know in some of my other videos I said that usually around the 7th month, there's something that happens on the 7th month where your transition is just it's apparent. It's a gestalt, and maybe internally you might feel that at some other point, but a year ago Father's Day was just a very awkward Father's Day. I was still trying to figure out where I fit in my daughter's life. I was still married technically, although we were definitely divorced in anything but the word. And really, I think, about this time is when we really began to say, okay, our marriage is not going to work. My ex-wife is fully entitled to her opinion and whatnot, and my existence was not acceptable, and so in order for me to live, the marriage had to die, and there are times I wish it wouldn't. Things we would have found a way, but it just wasn't happening, and I wish her well, and I wish me well, but again, a year ago, things were very, very confusing to a degree, and I didn't know how to, I think, I'm trying to remember exactly when did my daughter figure out what was going on? I think it was July. Yeah, I'd have to go back and read my journal, but I was still at this time, working as a male. I was living as a male somewhat. Like I said, I'd really have to go back and read my journal, but I wasn't full time like everywhere yet. And so this year's been a little different, getting up and doing what I want to do, and it has a little bit of freedom to it, but also a little bit of boredom too, because it's like I don't know what I want to do today, and I've kind of asked my daughter a couple times, is there anything you'd like to do? And she's not old enough to take me out to dinner. Would I want to go to a Father's Day dinner? Probably not. But I am her father, obviously. I love my daughter, So kind of some mixed emotions there. Let me grab something to fidget with while I'm making the video. What else is going on here? A little bit of consternation about dating. Part of me is thinking I want to kick myself in the butt for paying for the membership to Plenty of Fish. at the same time, I needed to see who was looking at me. And, it's really not fair to do online dating and not know who's looking at you and where they are. And, are they really interested in you? Or are they just clicking on the button? And plenty of fish has kind of dried up too. And that's okay. You know, Yesterday and the day before was very sobering for me. I actually sat down with a spreadsheet and tried to figure out, when could I actually, assuming that I lose the weight, which I will do at some point in 2018. I'm pretty sure, if not 2017, I will lose the weight that I need to lose in 2018, and I'll be able to transition. Excuse me, surgery. Well, just because you can have the surgery doesn't mean you do. It's you gotta have the money for it. And I actually did the really serious. Okay, when will I have, when will I have the ability to begin to save up for, like if I was going to do it in Chicago, I would need to save up for the airfare and for the hotel room and the recovery time where you're out of the hospital. It takes cash. It takes, I was thinking it was all going to be on my insurance, right? Well, that's true to a point, but then some places want the money up front. Again, that place in Chicago, they want the money 2 weeks ahead of time. So you're like, I don't have $26,000 to give you. And you know what? Next year, I'm not going to have $26,000. And the year after that, I'm not going to have $26,000. So it was somewhat of a very sobering, trying to make a good analogy. Like, I don't know, maybe a kid, you're in high school or whatnot, and you're gonna move out, you're gonna live on your own, you're gonna, and you start to do, okay, how much is an apartment and how much is food, and reality hits in pretty seriously. Not to say I wasn't aware of reality before, but you know what I mean. So that's kind of been going on, a little sobering, but also empowering in that there's no longer fear behind it. I'm not worried about it. I'm like, okay, I have a date. Some 5 years from now, I'll have surgery. You know what I mean? And also the realization there are just some events in life we just don't know about. We might need a car repair, or if we have kids, my daughter may get in an accident and need some help or whatnot. So it's my daughter. So it's one of those things. It's just a bit sobering, but empowering in a way. Trying to think what else is going on. Not really. It's just about it. A little bit of concern about back in her room. A little bit of concern about life after surgery or leading up to, if I can't have it. I mean, I have to live my life, right? The next couple of years, I can't. 5 years time, whatever. And what will I do? When you're so focused on transitioning and how life will be, and I wish one day, well, that day arrives, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? And it kind of ties someone into the dating thing. It's like, what do I do? I don't know. You don't know till you see. So really, that's just about it. I'm getting a little antsy, so I guess I better sign off. But yeah, things are good. It's good to be alive. Let me put it to you that way. And just seeing what's around the corner. You just never know. Do the best you can and go from there. So I guess I better sign off. I look a lot like my art teacher in high school. My ceramics teacher. Her name was Miss Boring. And she was a really neat kind of individual, but she was kind of a hippie chick, and that's the way I feel today. Makes me wonder what I would look like in a year. I'll have to go back a year from now and watch this. And again, it's you see people, and it's like the changes don't happen as quick as you want them to, but they're happening. They are happening. They are every day. You get up and you are a little bit different than you were before. So not to get philosophical on you, but anyway, so, all right, 10 minutes. I'm going to get up and do something else. Until next time, good luck, and we'll see you.